amazing tonight. We're going to be talking to you about a new offer. We've never done this before, Gareth.
No, I'm pretty astounded by this one, actually, Shad. It's amazing.
Yeah. We're going to be talking about the new Explorer pack offer that Mackmyra is offering at the moment. Gareth, I think it's a pretty seriously good deal.
It is. I mean, Explorer's a good name because we're always known as the Explorers because we open doors and we go places other people don't dare go in what we do. But it's a splendid offer. Shall I run them through what it is that we're going to do?
Yeah, why not? Let's kick it off.
Okay. Well, there it is. I mean, here it is, the Mackmyra's Explorers pack. So what you see in front of you there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bottles of whiskey, 2 bottles of gin, and a crate of the Creator Tonic to go with the gin. Now, these are all, dare I say, full bottles, 70 cl bottles.
Yeah.
Five of the whiskies, 4 from our core range, and 1 from our seasonal range, the very latest Gruntatea. And we're going to do an incredible deal. We're going to do the whole lot for £199, including delivery. Can you believe that? All of that whiskies and all of those gins.
So you're saying there's 5 whiskies, 4 from the core range, a brand new seasonal, both our gins, top of the range and entry level, and a case of tonic.
Yeah, and free delivery.
And free delivery.
£199. Yeah, free delivery on Sky. It's unbelievable. That's
a really good deal, Gareth.
Deal of the century. It's only going for, I think it's a week, is it? Next Friday.
I think it's done.
Friday. So we're going serious on this one. It's short, sharp, get in and get it while you can. So we're going to spend a moment maybe just going through each one of them very briefly and tell you a little bit about the pack in a little bit more detail.
How do people get their hands on it, Gareth?
Well, it's on the shop, and there it is. Around the bottom, you see the bottom of the screen, there's a link there, the Mackmyra pack. On the bottom of the screen, there's a link to use to find it. And we have our colleague Camille, who's on the live comments chats right now. So I think he might post it in the comments there as well in the chat line to get a hold of it. So it's on our .co.uk website, but you can't find it. It's a bit of a secret. You've got to use the link to get in. It's not generally available. Yeah, it's not generally available. So
and it's only there for a week.
Yeah, only a few days. So this is what is it? When it's gone, it's gone. One of those sales, isn't it? I think they call them a wig sale as Tesco used to do. When it's gone, it's gone.
It's gone. And by the way, if we run out before then, it's over. So if you lose out, it's your own fault, people. So take advantage of this. Gareth, why don't you kick us off with our core? I believe we're doing Mac first.
Yeah. Well, Mac is our basic. It's our basic. It's not basic. It's our first, but entry level. But it was the first whiskey that we produced at our new distillery. That was opened. Our very famous vertical distillery, Gravity Distillery. It was designed for mass market for a nice cheap bottle and not too much fancy. It's all about the liquid inside, and it's a beautiful liquid which has got our core sort of flavors in there, apples and pears. It's relatively low strength to what we do. It's 40% as a base entry level. And we started producing this a long time ago. So the whiskies that we're producing to make this are getting older and older and older. So originally it was just I think 3 to 5, and now they're 7 to 8 years old coming in on those. So it's an absolute fabulous whiskey. All of the flavors, which also are great for mixology, for doing cocktails, really good basis. And we do our regular cocktail shows, and this features all the time on that show, just because it's flavor profile. And what we're going to do,
price, Gareth.
Oh, price 30, 35, is it, or something like that?
I mean, so for an entry level 8-year-old whiskey, single malt.
What we're going to do is we're going to put the links on the bottom to the shows that we've done on each of these bottles, because we've gone into great detail on each of these in our weekly focus that we do. So as we go through each one of the whiskies and indeed the gins, we'll give you the dates where you can go back to our website. And if you're interested in more details about the individual bottle, you can spend about 30-40 minutes on each of them if you wish to go into great detail. So it's all there. You get as much as you want. So the Mac show that we've done, we did that. And when you've got 2 dates, one day is the in-depth show that we do on the product, and the second date is the Friday with friends, where we knock up a few cocktails with it, have a bit of a laugh, and we do something a little bit more informal. So you got the formal education, and then you got a bit of fun on the Friday, and that's what we do every week. And it's a terrible job, isn't it, Shane? I hate it.
You know what, Gareth? As you said earlier, somebody's got to do it.
Never mind. We'll soldier on.
But a great way to start the Explorer pack. I mean, if if you're knocking up a cocktail or you just want something easy to drink on a Friday evening, that's your winner.
Yeah, no
can't beat it. Yeah.
Next in the list, our most famous, oldest menu that we have. Tell them about it, Shane.
Yeah, this is one of my favorites. I get to talk about it all the time. This is our Brooks whiskey from the Mackmyra Brooks distillery. Brooks meaning useful or everyday tool. In this case, everyday whiskey. And we've nicknamed it the breakfast whiskey. And if anyone wants to know what it's called, there it is, Brooks whiskey. It's a 41.4% ABV. It's our entry level into the core range. It's, as Gareth was saying earlier, we put older liquid in here. It's probably a 7 or 8 year old average. It has the full story on the bottle. It comes in a lovely gift box. It's the first in the range of the gift box, which is lovely. It also has the full story on it. We won't go into too much detail about it, but there's a lot of history in this brand. Yeah, it's a really good entry-level whiskey. Retails around the £45 mark, which is early 40s. And
it's won a lot of awards, Shane, hasn't it? A lot of awards. I mean, it's always 95.5 in the Whiskey Bible.
Correct.
And reassessed at the same level just last year. There it is in the top. It is an award-winning whiskey. It's been around a while, and it's going to be it's our longest-serving whiskey. And the recipe is it's a fantastic recipe, and it just stands the test of time. And it's the breakfast whiskey we have on our cornflakes, isn't that right, Shane?
Yes. Yeah. Well, you want to start the day right, Gareth. You don't want to get out of bed on the wrong leg, do you? So, guys, this is a lovely whiskey. Drink it neat, or drink it in a cocktail, or just have it with a glass of appetizer. It is superb. Again, we're going to flag up where the shows are. We've hosted it twice, as Gareth said. There'll be 2 dates. Hopefully, Matt will flag it in a minute. There we go. The 14th and the 15th of May. The 14th being the day we focused on the bottle, tell you the whole history of the brand, how it came about, what it's all about. And the 15th is where we put it into a really nice, easy drinking cocktail. So please, guys, if you're going to buy it, go look at those shows. It's really worthwhile. And one of my absolute favorites, Brooks whiskey, also known as breakfast whiskey.
We got so much to get through today in the size of this pack. I'm not sure we've got all night, but here we go. Let's go for number 3. We're going to step up the game now. One of my favorites as well. This is awesome stuff. This is the Svenskt Ek, which is Swedish Oak. Now, Swedish, we're very proud of using our local materials, and the Swedish Oak gives a very, very peppery, spicy flavor when you're using it raw with the liquid. So much so that we have to use it very carefully. And in the recipe that we've come up with, we only use 10% of this in the mix, but what it delivers a real fiery, peppery sort of feel to it. And it has got. Are you drinking some, Shane?
I am. Yeah.
You never said we could drink.
This is a whiskey show. It's not all about talking. We've got to try it as well. You never know.
Wait a minute. I'll talk and you can drink, and then we'll swap over.
Good idea.
All right. So anyway, the Svenskt Ek Swedish Oak. It's a very powerful, spicy thing, and it gives we up the ABV on this one, so we're back up to our classic 46.1, which is most of our stuff, and is done around about this sort of level. So the blend of the extra alcohol and the extra ABV really gives this some kick. This is a bit of a serious contender. It's not a knockout blow, but this one will make you stand up to attention, and really worth its place in this lineup. I think it's fantastic. I might just pour myself a drop while you maybe move on to something a little bit more smoky.
Yeah. And there's the 2 shows, Gareth. The 30th of April and the 1st of May is when we covered the bottle.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, the Swedish Oak.
So anybody
the Swedish Oak has to dry for nearly 2 years in the staves before they can actually use it, and then they burn it really heavily as well to get a lot of char, a lot of smoke. We could talk for hours about this, but go and check out the other shows. It's got a lot of detail in there. Today we're just going to give a quick potted summary, and we're almost halfway through. I think this is the 4th one. Come on, Shane. Keep the momentum going.
Thanks, Gareth. It's your turn to drink. So, Svenskt Oak, Swedish Smoke. this is the gem in the Mackmyra portfolio. It's the best kept secret. You can see on the box itself, there's juniper. So what we do is when we dry the barley and we peat it, we use juniper twigs on top of the peat. It's a lovely story. It gives a nice forest, nice earthy, nice pine kind of finish. Nobody else in the world does it. So again, go to the shows and watch it. It is again 46.1. It comes in a 50 cl, and the difference is because there was a lot of hand craft involved in getting it from products to liquid. And to keep the cost down, we dropped it into a 50 cl, 46.1, as I said. Spencer Oak is Swedish Oak, and it is very interesting. We use 75% unpeated barley and 25% peated barley to keep the ppm down. So it's a lovely entry level. It's part of the core range. There's not much more I can say about it, but I tell you what, this is the gem within the range. Yeah. They're the two shows. Yeah.
Nearly always a winner in the tasting shows that we do. Every other person has that as their number one. A real surprise for most people, because it's not a strong slap of peat. No. It's a nice, smooth smoke fire, campfire, and gets us all really interested in it. That one.
What's really nice about it, Gareth, that we haven't flagged it, but both this one and the last one were 95 out of 100 on Jim Murray's Whiskey Bible. So really good entry level whiskeys, guys. 95.5. Sorry, excuse me. So really good value for money.
Don't forget that 0.5.
And if you're not sure about peat, or you want to try peat, it's a lovely way to start. Really lovely.
Okay, so they're from our core range. What we would say our premium range, but they're always available. The next whiskey and the last of the 5 whiskeys you'll get in your Explorer pack is superb. This is the green tea finish. This is a masterpiece from our Chief Nose Officer, Angela Dorizio. And what she did over a period of 3.5 years was put together this fantastic, and we could talk for hours on this, and we have done in our shows, and we'll give you the dates. But essentially, she met a green tea expert in Japan, and came back, collaborated, found 4 fabulous green teas, macerated it or mixed it with high strength alcohol, made a liqueur, seasoned some barrels with each one of these teas, and then put whiskey into it, and then blended them together in a recipe and mixed it together finally to make this fabulous release, which is just stunning. And in fact, it turned out to be so good. Normally we do about 5,000 or 6,000 bottles in a seasonal. This went for 15,000 bottles. It's such a good release. They produce so much of it because it is fantastic. And in our early tastings, it came top of the marks when we brought it out early. 46.1 as usual. It's got the lovely bottles with the dimples on it. It's got a nice little green tea leaf on it. There's loads of stories behind this, and the in-depth way in which it happened is incredible. If you get a chance to look at the green tea show, especially the one we did with Angela, it's just sensational to understand 3.5 years of effort went into making this one recipe and one release. So it's our mid, and this would be in our mid-50s, but forget about the prices, because this is all in, and basically we're giving you a massive discount on all of them. So individual prices, you can work it out yourself what you want across it, but the set with free delivery and everything else, and this whiskey on the top of it really does show what Mackmyra can do. And if you haven't got that range in your cabinet, here's your chance to get it at a super discount rate.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Gareth, one of my absolute favorites. And the thing is, once you introduce yourself to the seasonal part of the range, which this is, there's a whole new aspect of Mackmyra which people can indulge themselves in. So you're not limited. Exactly. But it's really worth the money. And as Gareth said,
and that's where we really do explore. We explore lots of different finishes in wines, lots of wines, port, rum, sherries, all different kinds of things that we finish whiskies in, and even green tea. Who could imagine that, finishing whiskey in a green tea?
First.
At first. Angela imagined it, and she made it happen. Fantastic.
Yeah, and that show Angela did with us, Gareth, was incredible, wasn't it? I mean, the history, the how she went about it. It's just a phenomenal show. You should really watch it.
Massive parallels between the tasting of green tea as a single green tea and a single malt whiskey, and the flavor profiles involved, the smell, the taste. It's all similar. It's a very, Angela picked up on that kind of connection between the two industries, and then made it happen with an expert on the other side, and they brought it together. Just wonderful stuff. Wonderful.
So we leave whiskeys now, Gareth. Yeah, that's the whiskey. So those are the 5 whiskeys, guys. So, you know, you're looking at entry level from 35 and up to mid 50s, and you get 5 of them. That alone is worth the money you're going to pay for it. But this next one we're going to be talking about today is really interesting. You know, Gareth, it's quite often you find distilleries make gin while their whiskey's been, you know, is lying there waiting to mature. And we did the other way around. So initially we had 2 distilleries. We had the old distillery and then we had the new distillery. So we moved the whole production to the new distillery in 2012, and we mothballed the old distillery. And then about 2 years ago, we reopened the old distillery and we started making organic, vegan-friendly gin.
Yeah.
This is special. So we did the other way around. We didn't make gin and then make whiskey. We made whiskey for 20 years, and 18 of those years were whiskey. And then 2 years ago, we started making gin. This is exceptional. We make 2 gins. This is made up of 5 botanicals. Oh, it's lovely. The main one being mango, which is
mango. It's all mango, isn't it? It's a superb flavor. It really shanks it out.
It really is a good flavor. We make about 1,500 bottles at a time of this. It's 40% ABV. It is organic, as it says on the label, and it sells for about £26-27 for a 70 cl organic, vegan-friendly gin.
Yeah.
You can't beat that, Gareth.
Incredible. And you know, we've done a cocktail show or 3 on this one. And Connor's saying the gin is unbelievable. Good comments coming back. Joe's looking forward to seeing us on Saturday, and you'll see us both on Saturday at the Somerton Club. Joe, thanks for that. We'll both be there, myself and Shane. Hope you got your little packs of the things. I personally bottled all 2,000 of the bottles. So
we want to keep you busy, Gareth.
Tight. Yeah, we're keeping busy, definitely.
Yeah.
So brilliant. And this gin is
superb. You know what's really nice? You can mix this with any tonic. So you know a lot of gins are specific to tonic. You can mix it with any tonic with a slice of lemon, and it's an absolute winner. It really is a friendly gin. But don't believe me, buy it, try it. Let me know what you think.
Exactly. Speaking of gins which have dedicated tonics, let's move on to the last of the offerings in here, and last but by no means least, this is the Creator gin, and this is a fabulously crafted product, because what we've done in this is we've upped our game tremendously. We put an extra cost into it, but it's got what is it? It's got 16 botanical 17. Have I got maybe I missed one out in my haste. 16 or 17. It's a large number, a very large number of botanicals. But also, what they found out in research with a lot of the guys on the trade is that they wanted something a little bit more oomphy, a little bit more, and from an alcohol point of view to go in the mixing. So we've upped this to our standard sort of range, and it's coming in at 47.3, which is really, that's really flying it, and the flavors go with this absolutely superbly. So this is small batch runs that we do of this. I think in the whole time we've now done about 11. I think I've got batch number 10, which is on the top of there. Every bottle is hand signed. And handcrafted. We hand press all the limes and lemons involved, etc. It's just a huge industrial effort to make this. One of the nice things, there's the bottle there, but you can't see, but I'll show you on the back of the bottle. There's a picture of the distillery on the back of the bottle, on the back of the label there, the old Brooks Distillery, right, which is where they now make the gin. Do you know? And Richard makes a great point. I do drink this neat as well. This is a spirit worthy of drinking just straight as a nip. But it's sensational when it's mixed with its cousin, its brother, its sister, whatever you want to call it. And this is the Creator Tonic. So this was a collaboration that we did with a drinks company in Sweden. I can't remember the name. Do you remember the name, Shane? I can't
remember offhand.
No, but we did a collaboration, and basically they did a lot of trials with this tonic and came up with lots of different recipes, and basically found the best recipe to go with the Creator. So in your pack, you will have the Creator gin, and you will have a case of the Creator tonic to go with it, which just match perfectly together.
Gareth, do you know this is also, the Creator tonic is also organic?
Yeah, it's our kind of watchword in Sweden. It's where we go for. They're hand bottled and hand labeled. A lot of manual effort goes into it. We're not about huge mass production. No. It's about quality that counts first. So I'm worn out after all of that. I'm definitely going to need a gin and tonic.
So in the pack, you get 12 of these, Gareth.
Yeah, in the case you get a case of 12. Wow.
So you could make a fair couple of gins with that.
Yeah, that's going to go a long way, isn't it?
Yeah. So all important. So worth trying, guys.
So let's just recap. We got 5 whiskies. We've got are you going to show them? We got the Mack. We got the Brooks. We got the good old Swedish Oak. We got the Smoky Bonfire Svensk Ek. Come on, keep up. There
are a lot to get up.
There it is, Svensk Rook. And then the final whiskey, the fabulous green tea whiskey. On top of that, we've got both of our gins. And here they are, the organic gin. And then we've got the Creator gin coming up with it, with a pack of 12, 1 dozen little tonics that go with it, including delivery at your doorstep for $1.99. Unbelievable.
And the nice thing about it is people can buy them, sit at home in their armchair, watch the show, which tells you all about the bottle, and then on the weekend have a go at making some cocktails.
Yeah,
and they can
it's great. Yeah,
it is great. I mean, you can do it in your home. Camille does a great cocktail, easy. You don't need a lot of additional products. Probably stuff you can find in your kitchen. There we are. We can see there's an idea. Mac show on the 20th and the 22nd, the cocktail show. So not only do you get to try the whiskeys and the gins, you get to make cocktails, which is a lot of fun.
Hey, somebody said, I've tried the Creator with whiskey and it works really well. That's it, with some of the whiskeys. So rather than with a tonic, that's a really interesting angle. I'm going to have to try that after the show, I think. to see where that goes. Creator Tonic with whiskey. It could be a new thing. That could be our next Friday show, maybe in about 3-4 weeks' time.
That's a really good idea. Speaking of shows, Gareth, this is not the only show we do. What have you got coming up?
We as we've said, we do regular weekly focus shows, and we also do our Friday Mackmyra with Friends cocktail shows. So tomorrow being Friday, we've got a great show for you. We've got a show which is, do you know what? In the UK, the sun has been shining brilliantly all weekend. Me in particular, I've been thinking about being on holiday. So tomorrow is about the holiday feeling, and we're gonna create some special, typical holiday type cocktails using Mackmyra's finest ingredients, of course. And Camille's come up with some fantastic recipes. So a really exciting show tomorrow night. Do join us at 5 o'clock GMT for that. It's only 30 minutes or 40 minutes out of your day. A great bit of fun, and you get to learn about a few cocktails, and we have a bit of a laugh at the same time. Why not? We're getting paid. We may as well. And we're getting to drink. we may as well.
Enjoy cocktails.
Exactly. And then, as mentioned earlier, we have the Somerton show on Saturday.
That's right.
The Somerton Whisky Festival. They said he couldn't do it. They were skeptical, but he pulled it off. He's pulled off a huge festival on Saturday down from the Somerton Club. We personally know Dan quite well. And in fact, I'll let the cat out of the bag. Dan introduced me to Mackmyra to help me get the brand ambassador job. So I'm
to me, actually.
To Dan.
To me.
Yeah, to you. I only had to bribe you with a few good bottles, and that was it. Job done.
Money well spent, Gareth.
Very well spent. But the Somerton Festival, that pack is just such amazing value. All the whiskies in there, there's not a bad one in that pack. So again, if you're not involved, it's too late. It's all over. But that Saturday show, I believe he sold 1,000 tickets. 1,000 kits have gone out for that show. And I bottled and capped personally all of the moments that went into there. So we put in 2 moments into that show, which is our top of the range show that we have in there, top of the range drinks. So we've got an Effa, which is a beautiful whiskey, and the Fjalmar, which is also a great whiskey as well. They're both leading whiskies, and so looking forward to doing the tasting with Shane on Saturday night. Next week, we've got a few things happening. We've got a collaboration show on Thursday night with our colleagues, and on Friday, I think we've got something potentially very big happening, but I'm not sure we can talk too much about it, but it's a collaboration that we've done in the past, and we're going to focus really hard on it. And it's linked to I'll let the cat out of the bag a little bit. It's linked to a charity of guys who are not getting any money now because they're out of work. A lot of people are, but this is a certain set of guys who are linked to the bottle, the collaboration bottle that we did. So
and with the band.
That's next Friday. Yeah.
So it's a bit of music and a bit of whiskey, which is great.
Yeah.
Worth watching. And really good whiskey.
Yeah, it's
really
not throwaway. It never is. The Explorer pack, there it is. It's a no-brainer. It really is. So, just put it on your shelves and get it there.
So they go to www.mackmyra.co.uk and then they follow the link, which is the Mackmyra pack.
The Mackmyra pack, there it is on the bottom of the screen right now.
So go to the link, guys. All there, $199.99 with free postage and packaging. You can't beat that, can you, Gareth?
Yeah, all the shows, they're all on the Co-UK website with on the events page, so they're all there. So all of these in front of me, I'm going to have to start drinking a few of these now and get my Thursday night into real order. I don't know about you, Shane, but that's the deal of the century. Yeah, I think it's
a winner. It absolutely is. You've got the best of both worlds. You've got the gins and you've got the whiskies. I mean, what more do you want?
Yeah. Fabulous. So hopefully see you tomorrow night on the show, on the cocktail show, on the Santa show. I'll see you in the future. Great being with you tonight. Over to you, Shane. Finish us off.
Yeah, thanks to Richard. Thanks to Matt. Thanks to Camille on the back end. Lovely to see comments coming through. If you want any more information, go to .co.uk or get hold of us on any of the social media sites or go see any of the shows. Please feel free to do that. And we'll see you tomorrow night for Camille's show. From myself, Shane Perry, and from Gareth Bell. Everyone out there, stay safe and get your pack. Skull.
Skull. Bye, guys.
Bye.